Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Medieval Dynasty, shall we? Well, we're doing very nicely in our new hat. We can withstand the elements just a little bit better. Let me check, make sure that my inventory is sufficient. I'm a little hungry, you know, but it's okay. We'll get there. Gives you health. Poisons you. Poisons you. Yeah, you know, it's not the best. Alright, let's go. What I'd like to get into is doing some quests. Doing some quest work. And so, to do that, we need to head over here to this town. So I'm going to look at the map, and I'm kind of going to go over here to this hit on my map. Now, one quest I want to do is talk to Sam Bohr, and Sam Bohr is over here. So let's go get him. I feel like this is an important... I think Grimm was telling me this is an important quest, so let's roll it. Let's do a little Sam Bohr work. And we're just running wildly. Oh my gosh. We found a treasure chest. These are this game's version of treasure chests. You never know what you're going to find here. There's planks, which, you know, aren't bad. They weigh a lot, probably, but I could have done better there. I could have hit the lottery a little bit better on this overturned cart. But we'll gladly steal their planks for a hamburger today. And there's ducks. I could use a spear and just try to skewer a duck from afar, but it just seems like a nightmarish outcome for me and the duck. We're spotting all kinds of stuff as we walk along this path. It's good. We're like filling in our map. We're populating it a bit. We've spotted a badger. Now, a badger we don't want to mess with. That's the kind of thing that'll rip us apart. Do. Let's kind of dance over here. Wow, look at this cool outcropping. I like it. This would be a heck of a place to just mine for hours. Alright, so I'm going to stop for a moment and just take a look. Are there any berries or anything around here? Not that I see. It's okay. We're almost to Sammy. Sweet Sam Bohr. That's what his friends call him. Alright, I'm going to slow down. And I'm just going to drift over here. We're going to come up over this ridge, and we're going to surprise Sam Bohr. Here he is. Wow. His roof looks much better than mine. This guy is killing it. He's got a fence. What a property you've got yourself. I think you're lost, boy. You mean like your eye? Hey, yo, let's get personal. I didn't mean to disturb... Wait a second. Look me in the eye. I was. And stop shivering, for crying out loud. Huh. Black and blue eyes. You're Jordan's family, aren't you? Yes, my name's Rasimir. You must be Sam Bohr, then. And how did you know that? I'm a genius. I was talking with Unighost. He told me that you were a part of the reminders, or the replaceables as well. Part of what now? The pack. The one with Unighost and Jordan. I've never heard this idiotic name in my life. Oh, sorry, maybe I've made a mistake. We were called the Undying Fist. Now that's a whole lot better name. Yeah, we'll just say that, to be nice. We love the name. You're damn right it is. That's because I came up with it. Everyone loved it. No idea why Unighost lied to you like that. I'm sure he was just jealous of your creativity, that's it. Yeah, of course he was, and not only about that. Anyway, I'd love to hear some stories about my uncle and the pack's adventures altogether. That's an amazing coincidence, because I would love to spend my time telling the old tales by the crackling fire. Oh my, really? No. Leave my property and forget where it is. Heyo. This guy's sarcastic. Oh, come on, it'll only take a moment. A moment, really. Just tell me, what was my uncle like? How did you become part of the Undying Fist? And what exactly did you do as the pack? You don't know what we did? Unicorn didn't get into that part yet. Alright, but be quiet and try to be less annoying. I'm busy, looking into my basket of plants. Please leave me alone. Where should I begin? Right, it all started when Jordan left his home. He was 18 at the time, if I remember correctly. That clever bastard was always too big of a fish for his birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could, but cleverness at such a young age always means two things: being arrogant and hot-headed. His plan was to set out on a big adventure. That's it. Pretty detailed, huh? A path like that is paved with skeletons of young idiots. Great. But none of them was Jordan. Either way, he was still wandering for days. Days soon turned into weeks and his rations into dust. Oh, I've been there. I could feel you on that. He was useless as a hunter. Amen. Back then, at least. So berries and mushrooms was all he could get. We're like two peas in a pod, so obviously he needed some coins. He came across a manor with orchards so vast they seemed like an ocean. Jordan hired himself there. A week of back-breaking labor had passed. His hands were covered in blisters, skin red from the scorching sun, knees pulsating from pain. I must say, you're really an amazing storyteller. I wasn't expecting that. Shut up. Do you want me to finish? Where was I? Oh, right. He was exhausted from all the strenuous work he's done. Went to the lord of the manor with a smile on his face to collect the payment. His stomach was already full with fantasies of all the delicious treats he was dreaming of buying, and all of that was ruined by the hand of the lord holding a couple of lousy coins. Jordan was furious. That was merely a fraction of the pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the lord, demanding justice. Peasants were just flies to the lord, disgusting, replaceable insects, and what do you do with a fly which buzzes too loudly? Both of the lord's palms struck Jordan's ears with the strength of an ox. Jordan fell to the ground stunned, and the lord's guards threw him out of the manor like garbage, stealing that few pathetic coins while doing so, if I may add. It wasn't until evening when Jordan regained his hearing, and with it came a fervent thought of revenge. I can't wait till I'm the lord, underpaying the laborers I get on my orchard. Your uncle was quite a capable fighter when I met him 10 years later, but he wasn't back then. He knew the guards would massacre him if he only came close, so he needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. He took a bag, and he put feces in the bag, and set it on fire. He rang the lord's doorbell, put the bag on the doorstep, and ran away, hiding behind a tree to watch. Revenge was served. He was always ambitious, but that hatred fueled him like nothing before. And what happened next? What came later was me becoming bored of this conversation. Go away. No, you can't leave me like this. I could do whatever I want. Scram, I have things to do. What things? I'll do them for you. I'll do anything you want. Just tell me the story. Damn, you're annoying. Please, please, please. Yeah, do that. Fine, just shut up. Just say what needs to be done. You won't regret it. Here, grab the shovel. It's a piece of crap, but it will do. Actually, this is a piece of crap. I need a shovel, not just crap. There are clay deposits behind my house. Go up there and dig up some clay for me. On it, boss. Yeah, I'll dig up your clay and keep it for myself. What do you think about that, buddy? Alright. Give me the shovel. God, where's your clay deposits? Behind your house? Ah, this is it, huh? Alright, here you go, buddy. Are these dead animals? What is this? Wooden deer figurine? Yeah, take all of these. Let's sell these. Let's get rich on these wooden deer figurines. And what do I find in the clay deposit? My uncle's corpse. How did that get there? I'm taking all these wooden deer figurines. I'm going to sell these. Buy another couple of hats. I'm going to get wild with these things. We did it. We've completed the quest. Now are you happy? I'm going to hit you with this shovel until you tell me the story. Here's all the clay you wanted. Will you finish the story now? Alright. So as I've said, Jordan wasn't much of a fighter back then. He didn't have any money or connections, but he had one thing, an unusual ability. You see, from an early age, he was an exceptionally good liar. No sweaty palms, no voice cracks, no tells, really. Calm, steady breaths, eye contact held all the way. He eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure, even in the craziest of situations. Whoops. I didn't mean to push that. He came up with a plan so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it's really hard to believe it worked so perfectly. At first, he convinced the nearby town's tailor to sew him a whole set of clothes worthy of the most wealthy nobleman. The finest of fabric, silken threads, you name it. Horrendously expensive. So how did he manage to afford it, you may ask? It's simple. He didn't pay for it. So he stole it? I said no such thing. He wasn't a thief. Not in the traditional meaning of the word, at least. Apart from that, did I finish the damn story? While wearing his new clothes, he traveled to the castle of the king of the realm and entered it. Alright, so this is impossible. You're absolutely right, it is. It's mad to even consider trying to pull that off. But Jordan, he just walked straight in. I don't blame you for doubting me. Damn, I would have been the first to doubt such a thing like that if I didn't see him doing it hundreds of times later with my own eyes. Anyway, he walked right into the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan, which was bedding his wife. Whose wife? The king's. The king's wife? Uh-huh. So, the queen? Indeed. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get into the castle and lay with the queen? Exactly that. You were right. That is the most absurdly idiotic plan I've ever heard of. I told you, but it worked like a charm. I still don't get it. What worked? What's he accomplished by that? After the lovemaking, he dressed up, deliberately leaving his undergarments on the bedside, and told the queen he'd be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guards and told him that he saw the queen with a company of a strange man sneaking into one of the chambers. The guard rushed in and witnessed the queen naked in bed with a man's clothes right next to her. As a loyal servant, the guard reported on the matter directly to the king himself, who, as you can probably imagine, became furious to say the least. He couldn't really punish his wife, that would be bad for his reputation, but he could pursue her lover. Unfortunately for him, at that point, Jordan was long gone from the castle, riding a beautiful bay mare he borrowed from the stable. I still don't get it. You see, the king didn't catch the filthy seducer, but it didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the thing that the Jordan left behind, except his undergarments and a pleasurable memory for the queen, his name. Not his real name, of course. The name he used when he introduced himself to the queen was the Lord of the Orchards. Precisely. Now you get it. That's incredible. The Lord's head must have been left the company of his body pretty promptly. He didn't get killed. That wouldn't have been in his style. The queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him in the dungeon, where he spent all the days he had left. I love that. He didn't get killed. That's not his style. Instead, he just starved to death in the dungeons for the rest of his life. You know, it's much better. Jordan was amazing. All that, with just the power of his wits and speech, he surely showed the Lord that he shouldn't have wronged him. don't get the wrong idea about his reasons. Jordan didn't get through all of that just because of what the Lord did to him. You see, the Lord was a cruel, merciless brute. He mistreated all of his subjects, killed for fun, raped for sport. People used to call him laundryman because of his habits, was drowning in bastards in the lake right after his birth, like unwanted kittens. Oh, okay, so never mind. This guy was a horrible person and deserved horrifying punishment. Man, all right. Jordan needed to stop him, and he did, but it's not the end of the story. After the Lord's capture, someone had to take his place. He didn't have any rightful successors, but then, with an uncannily perfect timing, came the distant cousin of the Lord's, a charming young man with 2 different eyes. You've got to be kidding me. He easily acquired all the possessions of his sentenced relative, but Jordan didn't want any of that, not for himself, so he took only 3 bags of coins from the treasury and left everything else in the hands of the peasants. They were elated. He's still probably worshipped there, I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing. Why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. 1 for the tailor, 1 for the stableman he took the horse from, and the last for himself, with the exact amount of coins he was rightfully supposed to earn for his work at the orchard. Wow, what a guy of principle. I told you, Jordan wasn't a thief, and that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm, continuing his adventures. At least that's the story he used to tell us, so nothing of that may be true at all, but that's just how it was with him. So now I understand what you and Unighost were talking about. He does really seem surreal. I've never met anyone else like that. Don't get me wrong, he had his flaws, but the things he could do, his tongue wasn't even silver, it was made of pure gold. But wait, you didn't tell me that what was the purpose of the Undying Fist. Oh, I thought it would be obvious now. On that day, Jordan's mission was born. He knew that the spoiled, rotten elites that were scattered around the world, he knew that there were those, anyway, draining life and dignity from the hard-working simple folk, and that he was capable of stopping them, to some extent at least, so that's exactly what he started doing, overthrowing corrupted lords and giving back to the community. He sounds like a hero, a true hero. Well, it wasn't like, yeah, I guess you could say that, so how'd you join the pack? Jordan was working solo until he met Unighost. That rat's agile fingers could work where Jordan's tongue didn't, and then they needed someone with other talents they were lacking, like strength, manliness, bravery, eye-patchery, independence, gallantry, integrity. I think I get the picture. So they recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the time, so I gave him a chance, and finally the pack started to really make a difference, but I didn't like to brag. Oh yes, I've noticed. Humble to the bone. Thank you for noticing. People at my level don't need to boast about our skills. Of course not. Just like the sun doesn't need to prove it's bright. Anyhow, I already spoke more words to you than I did in the last 5 years to anybody, so it's time for you to go, and preferably don't come back, ever. It was a great pleasure and a true honor. Yeah, I don't care. Leave, and in return for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Unighost. It's his favorite, a knuckle sandwich. You want me to hit him in the face? Did I stutter? No, sir, of course. On my way. All right. So, that happened. Fantastic. I gotta go punch Unighost for Sambor. But the good thing is I got some wooden figurines. Actually, I want to look at these figurines. What did we get here? Where do these things go? Here we go. Yeah, look at this. They sell for 30. We're gonna sell those babies. Just you wait. Alright, let me, do I not have a torch on me? Uh-oh. I need to craft one. I need a stick. Alright, well, stick's pretty easy. Got it. Okay, and let me go over here. Let's eat till we fill up as much as possible. There we go. That's good. And then I'm just going to equip this torch. Here we go. And we're going to start running. And we're just going to pray that this torch keeps away anything feisty. What a story from Sambor. My uncle was truly an amazing individual. He never would have stolen those deer figurines. I took them. They were a test from Sambor to see if I was of similar moral fiber to my uncle, and my God, I'm not. I couldn't resist. I can't wait to get back and try out the cooking of our new chef. I'll probably stop by Unighosts and punch him in the face before I go home. Seems like the right thing to do. Okay. Just eating a bit. You see, unlike my uncle, what I did was recruit laborers to do my hunting for me. Whereas he had some ingenious plan to bed the king's wife. Not bad. Oh, good thing for this torch. It's lasting beautifully. We're almost to the town. I can see their light emerging. We made it. All right. Let's just burst into Unighost's bedroom. Tell him the good news. He's going to be thrilled, as he always is. Hey, buddy. I've talked with Sambor. He's a real sweetheart, isn't he? The sweetest, like a jar of honey. That's Sambor for you, I see. He did tell me about my uncle, though, the story about the Lord of the Orchards. He has some unexpectedly good storytelling skills, doesn't he? Yeah, he really does. I was downright astonished by that. One time, I swear, he went for over a year without speaking a single word, but when we were sitting by the fire, he remembered some anecdote, laughed out loud, and began his tale. Went from a total mute to a master of ceremonies. The narrative was so gripping it was hard not to listen. He even did voices, but after finishing he became silent again. I've never fully understood that side of him. A theater genius trapped in the body of a bear wrestler. He actually asked me to give you something. Really? And what is that? A knuckle sandwich. Yeah, that sounds exactly like Sambor. So are you going to deliver on that? I can't. I'm afraid I lost it on the way. Smart lad, but if he asks, I'll tell him you knocked me out cold. Just out of curiosity, what did Sambor tell you about becoming part of the pack? He said that you were looking for the best to recruit and he was the obvious choice. Yeah, that seems like something he would say. Well, he was clearly full of crap. It's not a pleasant memory, but I believe you deserve to know the whole story. We didn't recruit him. Well, I guess we did. Jordan did, but that wasn't a matter of choice. When Jordan and I started to follow his mission together, we were rather successful. Everything was going smoothly. Too easy, even. There's his wife, Dobby. She's going to maybe sleep here. We were doing a lot of good, putting many well-deserved smiles on oppressed faces. Whoa, she did a moonwalk there. That's when we let our guard down. Listen. There was a secret guild formed by a few of the higher-ranking knights and barons. We called them the Vendors, bunch of really heartless bastards. Their most lucrative business was selling living merchandise, and no, I'm not talking about animals. Slavery was strictly forbidden in that realm. The queen was adamant about that. Oh, she's sleeping now. Well, the Vendors had their own set of rules to follow. They caged them like cattle, mostly women and children forced to fight rats for the poor rations they were being given in a damp dungeon they were held in. The guild preferred quantity over quality, so they didn't care about diseases and they didn't tend to wounds. God, what a nightmare. This game has become very dark with the last two stories about these wealthy elite. Sometimes it took them weeks to get the dead out of the cages, survival of the fittest, or rather outlasting of the least fortunate. It was simply horrible. If you ask me, all of them damned guild deserved a cruel and slow death, but that wasn't how we operated. Jordan made it very clear from day one, we never took a life. That was the most important of rules. Anyway, we managed to get everyone out. The carriages full of broken people. Even the horses kept their heads low, mourning. The despair was in the air, even more poisonous than the stench of the rotting flies. And all that, we forgot to make ourselves safe as well. The mercenaries caught us and brought us to the torture chamber. Yeah, this gruesome place had an even worse room hidden inside. The vendors weren't in their patient mood, so they sent their worst torturer right away. I was horror-struck, truly petrified, could barely breathe, but Jordan didn't say a word, just looked at me. His eyes were relaxed but focused. I realized he wanted me to be calm as well, but I just couldn't. He went first. The torturer strapped Jordan to a chair and just started swinging. His fists were like anvils. Every hit drew blood or broke bones. In a matter of seconds, Jordan's face looked like a bloody pulp. The only thing poking through it was his smile. It was one of many times I wondered if he was even human. The torturer quickly realized that he needed different tools for such a unique specimen and went to grab his blades. That's when Jordan started talking. He was making him offers, one after another, but the torturer just kept carving his torso like he was preparing a steak to be grilled. There was so much blood I could taste it in my mouth. I wanted to pass out, just to run away from all that, but I couldn't. My heart was pounding way too fast. Man, this is disgusting. That's horrible. Suddenly the torturer stopped. He looked back at me and Jordan. This was the only thing he said. If you're lying, you're going to watch me do the same to him. I was about to puke, but Jordan just nodded, so he untied us both and helped us escape. There were more mercenaries on our way, heavily armed. No one stopped us. Even they were terrified of that guy. We managed to get out in one piece. Well, we managed to get out alive. Jordan's wounds wouldn't heal for weeks, and even after that he was scarred so badly it looked like he had chainmail stitched to his skin. But we had escaped death, and its emissary became one of us. Wow, the torturer was Sambor. So you had a sadist in your group. Yes. I have no words. I'm sorry this happened to you. Don't be. The path we walked on, it was our choice. We knew the risk, and I actually didn't get hurt at all. It was your uncle who took all the blows and was disfigured permanently. I'm doing just fine. How could you want a person like that amongst your troop? You think I wanted that cutthroat anywhere near me? I couldn't get a wink of sleep with him around for days. I was constantly watching my back, watching his every move. So why didn't you blow him off? That's simple. Jordan made a deal with him, promised him the only thing that mattered to that brute, which was money. A whole lot more than the guild was paying him, and a cut from every heist that we did. But couldn't you just pay him off or run away? That's not the way Jordan did things. He was a master liar, but when he gave someone his word for real, he never backed down. Besides, as we later found out, Sambor wasn't evil in nature. He was just a true soldier, did what was asked of him. Jordan spent hours talking with him, explaining our rules of conduct. Sambor never broke any of them. Not once. Well, that's incredible. Your lives, I mean. I don't think I'd be able to handle all of that. Honestly, I hope you never will have to. I've been through a lot, and after all these years, the thing I wish you the most is to have a boring, steady life. I'm not the type of person to get bored. There's always something to do. I'm glad to hear that. Then my next request won't be so boring at all. What do you need? I need you to go to Bararo to find Ida and get my scythe back from her. Consider it done. All right. So we finished the quest, and we got some reputation. And we need to get a scythe. Ida's got a scythe. Well, maybe we can learn to farm better with a scythe. Alright, I'm going to run home and see what's on the cook pot. I'm absolutely famished. I've got a few extra planks to deliver as well. Alright, let's see how this goes. let's see if I can look in my food stores and find the food that she has cooked. I hope so. What do we got? What do we got? There it is, 61 roasted meat. Oh my goodness. I'm so pumped. Take out like 10. Right? And then let's go ahead and eat it. Delicious. Yes. All right. So everyone's here, everyone's working, and we've got roasted meat. So how about that? I'm feeling terrific. We finished a quest. We learned a lot of very grisly story details. I've got a hat. We've got a cook. And now we're going to go get a scythe. And we'll get into that next time. Everyone, I think this is a good place to end the episode. We'll just sleep and go talk to Ida about a scythe later. I hope you all have an excellent evening or day. And I'll check you guys next time. Take care.